Hey everyone, so I started my deep dive into the global economy, and as I discussed in a previous video, I selected about 30 books. I'm also doing some lectures and some supplementary material from two publications. One is The Economist and the other is Foreign Affairs. Both of those publications do great coverage on the international economy. So I started the first book that I started with is called The World's Worst Bet. It's by David J. Lynch. He is a global economics reporter. Right now he's with the Washington Post, formerly of Bloomberg, but he's been covering the global economy for decades. I chose this book for two reasons. One is that it is the most recent. It was published in 2025, and it really takes into account kind of the populist movement that's happening in the United States and other Western countries. Also, given that David Lynch is a journalist rather than, say, an academic or a money manager or an economist, he really has a very high level view of what has happened. And the book kind of focuses on the last several decades. So it really goes into the early 90s with NAFTA, and then he talks about the 90s and the 2000s. And of course, there's this huge pushback right now in the United States and elsewhere on globalization. So the book is a little bit mistitled, in my opinion, simply because I don't think he's so much adverse to globalization per se. I think what he is very much honing in on is the lack of social investments that the United States kind of missed in the last few decades, and how that's coming out, because really what we've seen is a lot of communities that have been decimated. They had one or two major employers in manufacturing. That manufacturing has been gone. A lot of these communities just haven't rebuilt. So there's a lot of anger that built up that's coming out in the populist politics that you see now. I wrote I wrote an essay on this book on my Substack. You can check that out, and it gives a pretty good overview of the book, I think. But it was a good starting point. I'm glad that I chose this one, and I'm going to be going into my next book, is which I've actually finished and wrote a Substack on as well. Is actually going to be on the role of the dollar as an international currency. So throughout these 30 books, I chose them, and hopefully they give a wide range of perspectives on the global economy.